Good self-defense requires optimal decision making. You're strolling back to your car and you notice two guys standing nearby. As you reach to open your car door, one of them puts a gun to your head. What do you do? How do you defend yourself against this type of weapon? You can practice knife and gun defense as much as possible in the dojo, but to truly defend yourself against a weapon, you must understand the psychology of the situation. In this video, I'm going to explain what you should consider when facing a threat from an unknown person. So keep watching. Good self-defense requires practical skills such as observation, threat identification, risk and impact assessments, but it also provides a context for making important personal security decisions. You could say that these factors lead to the correct mindset to be effective in personal protection. Consider someone is threatening you with a firearm. He has a pistol to your head while demanding your money, mobile phone or even your vehicle. You have to make an assessment if A, the threat to kill you is real, whether he's likely to shoot you, B, if your compliance is going to be enough, or C, is it possible to defend yourself? Then you have to decide what to do. So this means that your assessment of risk is important, but do you have the time to make a risk assessment in a violent encounter? Well, social violence differs in comparison to violent crime. Violent crimes such as robbery, carjacking are threat scenarios in which the offender is attempting to extract a resource. That is the bargaining proposition. So what are your considerations? Well, there are a number of things that you should take into account. The first one is time and space, the danger zone. Time and space being distance, are two key variables in your ability to react and defend yourself. Ordinarily, your attacker needs time to cover the distance to attack you. The flip side of this is that you have to put space between you and your attacker to be able to successfully defend yourself. But consider this logic varies depending on the type of weapon that you're facing. So the time and space assessment will be different when discussing a knife or a gun. You see, delaying an assailant's progress can give you time to escape an event of a knife attack, meaning the further away you are from the knifeman, the better. Space is not helpful if a gunman is over 10 feet away from you. It takes 1.5 to 1.75 seconds for the average person to cover the distance of 21 feet from standstill. Hence, your reactionary gap is key to the ability to defend yourself against a weapon. Which means you must find practical ways to enlarge your space-time cushion and enhance your reaction time for safety. Moving to cover, or even concealment, can hide or delay an attack but buy you options to defend yourself. Space equals time, therefore the more space you can keep between you and the danger, the better. The problem is, it's not always possible in the real world. Real life rarely follows a prepared plan. And that's why we say you must assess and then adapt. The question is, how do you assess and what is the process? If you come across an unknown person in your environment, you have to be aware, you have to pay attention to them. Unknown people pose a threat because you don't know if they're armed or even mentally stable. So having some method to assess the risk to your personal safety is vital. Here are some questions you should consider when faced with an unknown contact. A. Are they weaponized? If so, how many weapons do they have? B. What is the psychological state of the offender? Is the person agitated or angry? Are they high, on drugs, or are they drunk? How calm is your attacker? Is the person very calm? This should be a concern. And last of all, C. What is the distance of the attacker to you? What's your reactionary gap? These are just a few considerations that will shape your response in self-defense. But they are key. When in danger, you have to quickly make a decision if you're going to act or not. So what are the takeaways? If the person intends to harm you, then they will do so. Sometimes, when people point a gun at you, as opposed to simply shooting you, they do so for a reason of intimidation. The objective is to place you in a tactical disadvantage to extract a resource. The bargain is that if you comply, you won't be killed. In this context, learning a martial art alone is not enough when learning how to defend yourself against a weapon. And this is why I say you must first assess the intent of the attacker and then decide what course of action to take. But sometimes compliance is enough. When in danger, you have to quickly make a decision if you're going to act or not, whether it's feasible to do something to protect your life or your loved ones' lives. However, you can't make a reckless decision in which you just run in on the weapon for the sake of it. Sometimes compliance is enough. The problem is knowing when. This is why you must have a decision-making process when faced with an unknown threat. Although, we have seen cases where compliance actually doesn't work. Offenders have actually shot people with no pre-warning and then robbed them, even shot them after they've robbed them. If you truly wish to learn how to defend yourself, it's worthwhile seeking a good self-protection instructor who understands the criminal mindset. Thank you for watching, and good luck.